So in part 2 of form validation, we will create one form using Apache Netbeans. So this is a window whenever you have completed your download and installation part. Okay, so this is your first screen in Apache Netbeans. In description box I have mentioned a link where you can download and install Apache Netbeans in your system. Now this is a start page. That means by default page that you will get whenever you open Apache Netbeans. And over here you can see a list of projects that are in my Apache Netbeans. Okay, for example, practice HTML, but I want to create my new project right now. So just select file, okay, new project, and in new project, first of all select a category. So category is Java, JavaScript, HTML5, JavaScript. Okay, and project is about HTML5. After that, next, and over here you mentioned HTML5 practice. Okay, and just finish this. Your project is creating. Project has been created. Wait. Okay, processing. Now you get, okay, all these JS, additional JS file. Let me close it. Right now we are not dealing with it. Okay, start page also. Now you can see that this is our index.html page, which is a by default page whenever you open your web application. Okay, this page will be opened right there in web application. File name with index.html, always that page will be opened whenever you open your web application. So it is kind of like it is a home page. Okay, now if you want to rename it, okay, so how can you get it? So click on project, and what is your project name? HTML5 practice. Okay, and inside this you can see index.html, and just click on right click and right click after refactor inside rename. So I want to rename is as form example. Okay, and just refactor. Now you can see that name is changed. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to create one registration form. Okay, so inside, it should be inside h1 tag, just so that you can clearly see. Okay, like that. Now you can see that our basic requirement to create any HTML page, it is by default written over here, because in Notepad++ it was not facility, but in Apache Netbeans it will provide many facility. For example, you can choose, you can set your default browser over here. You can choose Chrome, Internet Explorer, Firefox. Okay, let me just click on Firefox, and if you want to run it, that this is your run button, okay, to execute your web page. Now I want to create a form. Okay, so our tag name is itself form. Now over here you can see that I am getting suggestion for what I am writing. For example, I have written FOR, so whatever the attributes that start with FOR, I will get it. So I used form. Now form is used in pair, that's why just click like that. Now inside this form, I want to create a form to get information like name, contact information, photograph, after that interested branch, like that. Okay, whether you are female or male, like that. So first thing is name. Okay, so how can I do that? First thing is just create div tag for every field. Okay, for every field. So this is div tag. Now inside this div tag I will label my field as like that. Okay, I'm just saving this and just click on run button. Now I have refactored my page. Okay, and over here also I have to mention correct page name, and my page name is form example. form example. Okay, now just click on OK button and just click once again run button. Okay, you can get registration form name over here. Okay, but there should be one text box besides name. Okay, so how can I do that? For that purpose I have to use input tag. Okay, where is input tag? Over here. Now this input tag, inside this input tag I have to use one attribute that is called type. Okay, so what is a type of input that user is going to give it as input? So type is equals to text. Okay, save and refresh. Got it? Okay, so over here I can add enter data like that. Now it is not a good practice to label particular field like that, but in HTML5 there is one tag itself and name is label. Okay, you can use label tag like that, label for name. Okay, just like that. There is no any difference between if you are using label tag or without label tag, but it is a good practice to use labeling any field using label tag. Okay, now after this div tag, break, and after break, now I want to add fields like contact information. Okay, so another div tag complete. Now inside this div, label for contact information, label tag complete. Okay, label for contact, so contact info like that. Okay, now contact information, it can be a phone number or it can be email address also. Okay, so I will take two input tag, one for each, that is one for phone number and one for email ID. Now for phone number I have to use type is equals to text like that. Type is equals to number. Sorry, I just used type is equals to number. Okay, contact info. Now I want to take two types of contact information, that is one is phone number and another one is email address. Okay, so I have to use two input tag, one for each. Now for phone number, type is equals to number. Okay, and for email address, input type is equals to email like that. Now you can see output. This is break. Save this. You can see that this is our name field. This is contact information. It can be number or it can be email address. Now if you want to specify it, which one is number and which one is email, so over here I can use one attribute, that is placeholder. Okay, now whatever you write in your placeholder attribute, it will be in your text area. For example, in placeholder I am writing phone number. Okay, and inside this placeholder I am writing email ID. Save this and you can see that now you can get idea. I have to enter over here, that is number, my phone number, and over here there is email ID. Okay, like that. Now contact information is done. Okay, now let's discuss about a radio button. Okay, so first of all div tag complete. Inside this div tag, label tag Okay, label tag complete. Now for this label is gender. Okay, it can be, for example, male or female. Okay, that's why I have to use 3 input tag. If gender is like male, female or other, then I have to use 3, but for example I am using just for 2, that is male or female. That's why I have to use only 2 input tag. Okay, so input tag. Now over here, type is not a text, type is not a number, type is not email, but the type is radio. Okay, because we want to create radio button for gender. And just to write over here male, after that another input tag, type is equals to radio, complete it, and female. Okay, save this and you can see the output, male or female. You can check any one of you. Now over here you can see that you can check both. How is this possible? Both male or female, both at the same time. This is why this kind of behavior is there, because I haven't mentioned name attribute over here. Okay, now I want to group it as a one. That means this input and this input both are in one group. That's why I have to add one attribute, that is name. Name is equals to gender. Name is equals to gender. Now important thing is that for both input tag, this name attributes value should be same. For example, this is gender and this is like this is different. Okay, then also it will let us check both. But if name is same, now you can see that only one is allowed. Okay, you can see that it can be male or female. So this is how you can use type is equals to radio. Okay, now after that another div tag, and now I want to use checkbox. Okay, checkbox for I want to collect interested branch of user. So first label is label your interested branch. Your interested branch. Okay, so now for example, interested branch, it can be like computer, IT, civil or mechanical. There are 4 options. Okay, and you can use multiples. It is not like a radio button, either this, either this. Okay, it can be many numbers of. So for example, IT, computer, civil and mechanical. Okay, so that's why over here there you have 4 options. Okay, so you have to use 4 input tag. 4 input tag, and type is equals to not radio but checkbox, like that. Okay, and whatever you want to label your option, for example IT. Now just save and let me show you. You can see that interested branch IT. Okay, till now we have written 1 input tag, that's why it is just 1. Let me just copy paste it to save time. Computer, civil, and this one is electrical. Okay, electrical. So this is your checkbox. Now you can see that you can select multiples. Okay, like that. Now let me show you how you can upload your file. Okay, div tag complete. Now inside this div tag I am just using label tag, and labeled is upload photo. Okay, so for that purpose I have to use one input tag, input tag, but now type is not radio or checkbox, but type is equals to file. Okay, type is equals to file, like that. br. Save this. You can see there upload photo and you can browse your file. It will let you upload any kind of file. This is how you upload your file. Okay, now after that there is one text box I want to add in my form, through which I can use additional information about whoever is registering. For example, div tag complete, div tag close. Inside this div tag I am using text area. Okay, text area complete. Now this text area I have to mention two attributes, that is rows and columns. So this rows attribute, it will specify how long is your text area in terms of rows. For example, it is about 3 rows. Okay, in that means its height will be of 3 rows. Now there is another attribute calls rows calls. Okay, and let me set it 15. You can see that there is one text box. Okay, let me just 15. Now I want to add one placeholder attribute. Inside this, let us know about yourself, like that. Save it. Okay, you can see that after entering all the information, if I want to mention some extra stuff about myself, then I can enter it over here. Okay, now this is all about a field that I want to enter from user. Now what is remaining over here? The remaining is submit button. Okay, so how can I do that? After this div tag, break div complete. Okay, now inside this div tag I am using one input. Now over here type is equals to, I want to submit my data. Okay, I want to submit my data, that's why type is equals to submit, and I am just setting value is click me, like that. Now I can set a button with using two tags, that is one is input tag, and I have create one submit type of button using input tag. Now there is one button tag to create any button. For example, I have used one button tag and its type is equals to reset. Okay, and message is clear all, and just okay, like that. So this is all about button click me and clear all. For example, what will happen with clear all? I have entered like data like that, and if I click on clear all, then all the data will be gone, like that. Now this is how you created form. Now I want to use one tag, that is form field. Okay, form field set. I want to use field set. Okay, so what will happen using field set? Save this. refresh. Now you can see that whatever the form is, it is in, there is one frame outside all the information. Now where it is useful, in many times you have seen that your form is divided into part, for example biodata, educational information, experience information, okay, like that. So you can divide your form into sections like that, okay. You can also provide a caption for that. Now how you can provide caption? So for that purpose there is one attribute named as a legend, okay. Now how you can use it? Just form, save this. You can see that there is caption of form, caption of the, if it is a biodata related information, then you can caption it as a biodata. If it is educational, then you can use legend, education, closing legend, like that. Now I want to add another thing over here. Now I want to use progress tag over here, progress, okay, and its value is let's say 50, okay, and maximum is 100. After that type is equals to file. Complete this progress tag, okay. Now inside this progress it is 50%, like that. Save this, refresh. Now you can see that there is one progress bar over here, okay. This is how you can use progress tag. Now I want to inform you about two attributes that are very important in form tag. The first one is action attribute, okay. Now this action attribute, it is responsible to where redirect this data, okay. For that purpose I have to first create one file. So this action tag will specify where this data where this data will be redirected for processing purpose. Now our page name is welcome.html, but till now we have not created any page named welcome, okay. So how do we create it? Now select on this project and your project name is HTML5 practice, okay. Now this is your form example which is in folder site root, okay. So all you need to is to create one HTML file like that. And what is your file name? So file name is welcome, okay. Finish. So you got it. Now how you can check whether it is in same folder? Yeah, it is in same folder, okay. Now just after submit, welcome over here, save, and this is our form example HTML page. Now I am just executing it again, and Parul, click me. You can see that after submit, welcome over here, this is our welcome page, okay, welcome.html. Now there is another attribute, that is method attribute, okay. Using method attribute you can set method name using which you want to send your data. For example, it can be a get or it can be post. You all know the difference between get and post. You can see my previous HTML video in playlist web development, okay, introduction session. Get method is used when you want to mention parameter name in your address bar, okay. But if your information is credential, then you should use post method. So this two attribute is used when in terms of when you send the data. But when you fill up the data, for example, okay, over here this is my form, okay. Now I can click redirect this page without entering any single field. So this should not be happen, okay. So how can I get rid of it? For that purpose, if this field is important, then I can I can use one attribute, that is required. Okay, so whenever I specify required, then what will happen? For example, refresh this page, click me, you can see that please fill out this field. That means now you can't proceed without entering any data. For example, I have to enter this and just that. Okay, so this is required. After that, we have seen placeholder property. Okay, now there is another property for number. For example, like that. For number, minimum number you can minimum number is, let me set 1. Now over here, if you set 0, then it will not let you. Minimum is 1. Minimum is equals to 1. Okay, so refresh this page, Parul, and this is 0. Click me. Now please select a value, that is number less than 1. This is how you can use minimum or maximum attribute to particular field. So this is all about form, how to create form, and how we can validate it using many other attributes. Okay, I hope you understood it well, and keep practice. Just take it as an assignment to create a form like this. Okay, exact form like that. Okay, bye bye.